What's lower than low budget? Like, not low budget as in like $100,000. I'm talking low budget as in like $20. Today, we'll find out exactly what a $20 movie looks like when we look at the film called Eden. For today's cocktail, Logan has carefully crafted a spectacular mix of beverages to go along with this short film.
Yeah. It's tequila in a shot glass. Very short, like this movie.
Don't mind if I do. I'll make sure to put the recipe up as well.
Oh, yeah. That's really a lot of effort there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for watching or listening, you fucking weirdo. You just like to listen. Or you just like to watch. Either way, it's weird. I'm Caleb Key.
You're really getting people to want to watch this, huh? Oh, shit. I'm supposed to introduce myself. I was making fun of you.
That's what we're waiting for.
Did not even occur to me at all. I'm Logan, Brookshire.
And you're watching or listening to It Came from the Bargain Bin.
We're very professional.
I apologize for my hair. It's very bad today.
Well, if they're listening, they won't even notice.
Well, don't listen, you fucking creep.
Why would you tell them that?
Calling this film a movie is not exactly correct. It's a short film coming in at a whopping 20 minutes and 47 seconds. This film was written and directed by me, Caleb Key, which makes it weird that I have to look at my notes for this.
Yeah.
It stars me and Cade Bradford, Sarah Price, and if you'd like to watch it before you listen to or watch this podcast, I will put the link in the description, or you can just go to the channel because there's not that many videos on it. It'll be easy to find. This film is not great. Not gonna lie. That's like the main reason we chose. That's the reason we chose to talk about this one, because like we're just talking shit about these other movies basically, right. But like it does take a lot of work, and we know that it takes a lot of work. So to prove that it's all in good fun, we're also gonna rip apart our own movie. I say our, but he was not involved.
I was not involved yet. Although
he's not guilty.
This led to me getting involved.
He's not guilty yet.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones that we tried to make with me involved have not been made for various reasons.
This came out on March 5th, 2022. This was our first actual premiere. We held it
that long ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We held it at a movie theater. It was pretty sick.
I've technically known you guys for 3 years.
Excuse me.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, this is where we met him, is at the premiere of the movie at the movie theater. We had a huge turnout of less than 20 people.
Honestly, there is people that went, like, there's people I knew that I did not expect to be there. Like, I expected, like, well, honestly, about the amount of people that showed up is what I expected. But I didn't expect me to know anyone except for Sarah, because Sarah was the reason I was going. And then, like, I saw, like, some of my high school classmates, and I'm like, how the fuck, why do you guys know these people?
Because Cade invited him.
Cade.
Therapy. I didn't know anyone there because I don't have any friends. So I knew my wife and the people in the movie, and that's it. There were some people that none of us knew, which was weird. This is fucking wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We showed the movie, and then since it was only 20 minutes, we also showed the blooper reel. Hilarious. Definitely check that out. And then we had a Q&A, which I made Cade take charge of because I'm very socially awkward.
Sorry. One of the funniest things to me about the Q&A was someone was just like, I remember I asked about the mask because I was just like, I want to know how they got the mask.
Amazon.com.
Yeah. But there was somebody that was asking about like the motivation of like the main villain, which is Caleb. And he's always the main villain. He's evil. We all hate him.
It's true.
I'm getting distracted by shitting on you. Somebody asked. They were like asking about like the motivations of like Kevin, and like even while they were asking, I was just like, can't you tell they didn't put that much thought into it?
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that question either. So
I don't know about anyone else. I could tell you weren't expecting it. I was just like, he has no
I was just
idea
like,
what to say.
well, he likes to kill. I was not ready for it because there wasn't really motivation. It was more of a just. This was like kind of a proof of concept.
You
like
can see in the
we
film
wanted to
there's no
make
thought
a movie just to prove that we could make a movie. Like we plan on making more in the future that will actually be good, but in a bad, but in a good way. But this was more just to prove that we could do it. So, and in that aspect, it was very successful.
Yeah.
That's the only aspect that it was successful in.
It got published.
That's
about it.
There's still a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I want to talk about, but we'll kind of go into that as we go through the film. All right, now we get into the meat of the movie. The meat.
Please don't say that.
Just my hair was bothering me because I knew it was bad, so I had to put on a hat. Plus, I forgot to wear a horror movie shirt, so the hat makes up for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, no, that rules.
Got it at Books A Million.
If you're listening.
We're not sponsored, but great store. Now, as soon as you turn this movie on, or this film, I'm going to call it a movie just because I'm used to saying movie. Makes it easier.
Yeah.
It's not a movie. It's a short film, but I'm going to call it a movie.
Really short film.
The opening shots are actually fucking amazing.
Yeah,
because
it's all
what? Because Danny, who was Danny...
cinematographer.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I've had 2 shots of tequila. 2.
Right.
An amount of tequila.
Yeah, no,
I've had an amount. But Danny, who was our cinematographer, he had a drone that had a very nice camera to attach to it.
That is like my first note in here. I was just like, these opening drone shots are fucking sick.
They're fucking beautiful, and that's amazing, and it only goes downhill from there.
Oh yeah, straight fucking downhill.
I like the music, and it's cool. It's scary. I don't really think it fits the vibe of the movie. It sounds very B movie, if that makes sense. Like you wouldn't go watch like it sounds like high budget remake of Nightmare on Elm Street and hear a song like that.
Like, this is like copyright free music.
Yeah. That's the reason it's not like on streaming services also, because I looked into doing that, and really our only restriction is I would have to rescore the entire movie, and I didn't really want to do that. It's not good enough to rescore.
It's 20 minutes. No one's gonna watch a 20-minute fucking video on. Most people don't even watch, like, unless you're someone who like listens to podcasts or video essays. Most people will not watch a 20-minute fucking YouTube video.
Yeah,
anymore.
you can.
They're definitely not gonna watch it on Netflix.
I can look at the analytics. I can see. So the opening shots are just some scenic drone shots, and then you see Kevin, the main character, main antagonist, at least, in an awful shirt that I love.
I was gonna say, what if like, third note in this. Granted, there's not many. It's a short video, but my third fucking note is, what the fuck is he wearing?
I love that shirt. The shorts. Ugh, awful.
That was
Worst thing.
Weird match.
The shorts, I was like, let me pick the ugliest shorts I can possibly find. But no, I mean, my thought process, which there was not a lot of thinking behind this movie, but the thought process was, he's supposed to be just insane. Like, he's supposed to be just some insane guy, so let's make his outfit insane. So it shows him, he's smoking, maybe? I don't know. I keep doing, like, in stuff we've done, I keep doing smoking scenes, which is not wise, because I have asthma, but it keeps happening.
Is it even lit? It doesn't look
Probably not.
It doesn't look like
Probably not. But he gets up and then walks inside his house. He's on a boat. He's on a dock, a boat dock, on just the land because the lake was down at that point. He goes inside, and then we have this weird bad cut where we cut to Cade's character Reggie getting out of his car.
Just before this, he gets out of his car weird. I don't know how to describe it, but just when I was watching it, I was like, something about this is weird.
He does everything weird. That's just him as a person.
But just before that cut, the fucking title card is, I don't know why, but having the background black and then seeing the shot, I think it was like another drone shot or something. It's hard to tell, but seeing the shot behind it through the letters, like in the forest and everything, I thought that was gorgeous. It lasts for all of 2 seconds.
It took a very long time.
And that's it.
I'm still an amateur editor, so that took a while because I'm not good at that. And then when Reggie gets out of his car, some weird piano music, some weird cuts on his walk to the door, and we did that because there's 2 doors to the house. And one of them is not an ideal filming spot, but to get to the other one, you have to walk by that one. So we put a sign on it that said use other door because very little thought went into solving this problem.
I was going to say, I have various notes throughout that there's several times where, like, the spacing of... like, the physical spacing in the film is confusing. Because, like, if you're paying attention, like, there's, you could, like, parse stuff. Like, there's parts where, like, there's a part later where they're in the basement and Kevin leaves, and then it cuts to him in a room, but it's not a room you've seen before. So you don't know where he is.
Just a filler shot.
And then, like, later, he's, like, outside, and then, like, in, like, the next scene, he's back inside, but you never see him go outside, and you never see him come back inside.
Just like every horror movie villain, he can teleport, so...
I guess.
Problem solved. Let's move on.
Just say he's teleporting.
When Reggie... I'm probably going to accidentally switch from calling him Cade and Reggie. Cade is the actor, Reggie is the character. Same. I'm referring to the same thing, though.
Caleb is Kevin.
Yeah. I don't get confused on that one, weirdly.
I will.
As he's walking in, it keeps cutting to black. It doesn't look great, and that was just because the planning into the shots was not fully developed.
I was going to say, like...
the cut to black is just so it didn't look quite as awkward, because trust me, if it didn't cut to black, it would look much worse.
I was going to say, I kind of like the... like, the first... Okay, I have thoughts about this. So, for the, like, from, like, the opening drone shots through to about, I think it's when the door gets opened and Kevin and Reggie start talking, right? More or less every shot is, like, there's black in between. And I kind of like it, but it goes on for way too long, and the black shots where it just goes black also last way too long. They're like probably a second and a half a piece.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, make it shorter.
Just to clarify why all those happen is I'm still not the best at shot planning or really any aspect of filmmaking, where everyone's always learning, but especially me. That's just where, like, I didn't have a better transition. So I was like, well, let's just cut to black. That'll work. Black. That'll be great.
40 fucking times in a minute.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. All right, and then Reggie gets to the door, and right before he's about to knock, Kevin opens the door because he was watching him because he's a fucking creep. Right. And then I wrote, not the best actor. I don't know which one of us I was referring to.
Both of you.
But it could be applied to either one.
I have a similar note, and it was definitely applied to both of you.
Okay, and just to be clear also, Cade knows all this. We've all talked about it, so listen, he knows.
When we shit on this movie, these are conversations that we've more or less had several times before. Like,
yeah, we're all good friends. We're okay with talking shit
no
about
one's
each
like
other.
finding out that
Yeah.
we hate this. Like all of a sudden, it's like, no, they know.
Yeah. Also, when he comes in the house, the sun changes, and so the lighting changes, and it really pisses me off. And I don't know how to fix that because I'm not a talented enough filmmaker. It's just annoying. I also wrote audio
Honestly,
isn't great.
I didn't even notice.
I wrote audio isn't great because we didn't have any good. I've upgraded mics since then, but we did not have any good mic during the filming of this. I think it was the video mic Go. It was when you just plug directly into your camera. It's better than the base camera audio, but it's still not great.
Barely.
Yeah. And then he comes in the house. Kevin starts having a weird, awkward conversation with him. And Kevin was inspired by... There's a movie that was on Hulu that I watched a long time ago called I'm Just Fucking With You. And I thought the character was very interesting. The character that I based Kevin on. It's just that movie did it much better than I did. So...
There's several points where I think, honestly, this is more of a thing with, well, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I think this is more of a thing with it's either the writing or the performance of the writing.
Both bad.
I'm leaning more on the writing side, just because like I feel like you could do it well, right? But it's just like Kevin just kind of does random shit that are all individually creepy, but like when it's back to back to back, it's just like, dude, this guy is just fucking weird. Like my notes for like the next 5 minutes are just like, Reggie, why the fuck have you not left yet? Like, you've had I just spit everywhere. You've had so many opportunities to get out, and you just have not. Get up and leave.
To be fair, I think that real life Cade probably wouldn't have left either. He's too polite of a person.
Honestly, you're so right.
He would have just kept giving him the benefit of the doubt. Well, he's like, well, he probably won't kill me. I mean, it's a small chance. He's probably a nice guy.
The character... You're right. Cade definitely would get murdered. But, like, Reggie waits... he waits to try and leave until the one time where he definitely is not gonna... Because it's so... At least to me, upon this probably, like, the third or fourth time I watched it, right? At least to me... It is very, like, the last time that Kevin leaves, and it's just, because he's like, if you get off that couch, I will fucking kill you.
Yeah, that's the...
After having like, been fucking creepy for the past 5
like,
minutes.
he's creepy and, like, joking around until that point.
Right. It gets very, honestly, I do find the sound design, because, like, there's kind of background music, and then, like, right about there, it cuts out, he's just like, I will fucking kill you. It's well done. It's...
well, let's not stretch.
Compared to the rest of the movie, it shows promise for the things that we never got to fucking finish.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah, we'll get
there.
Anyways, fuck, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So Kevin's like, I will fucking kill you, and to me, I was very obvious, just like he's gonna walk out of the room and then wait until he gets up, and then like, very obviously not doing anything else but waiting. And that's when fucking Reggie decides to get up and leave. And I'm like, you had, like, 6 opportunities where you probably could have gotten out if you moved quick enough, and you didn't. Like... Well,
I mean, the character is kind of like Cade in real life.
True.
Other than the going to buy drugs. Cade would not go buy drugs.
True, but also... To be fair, I did just shit on how long Reggie takes to try and leave. But also, if he didn't, there would not be the rest of the fucking...
Yeah.
Like, there would not be the next 15 minutes. So...
And then before we get to what he was just talking about, I have a few notes.
Oh, yeah, there's stuff before
it's weird to me that Cade is wearing an Apple Watch. I don't know why.
Is
he? Yeah, he's wearing an Apple Watch. I think it was Courtney's. Yeah, it's very strange. He doesn't even he doesn't wear a watch like ever. I think we were just like, we need you to be different than your real self. And so we're like, well, just wear this watch. And I don't even think he's wearing it for the whole movie.
Also,
it's weird.
Also, he's wearing this bright red hoodie.
The fucking jacket.
I don't know that I've ever seen him without it.
Okay, I think that was like my grandfather's jacket, because we filmed it at my parents' lake house, and that jacket was just there, and we were like, "Hey, you need to wear something besides just this shirt." I don't know why, but we were, and then he fucking. It's probably inconsistent throughout, but he rolled one sleeve of the jacket up, and not both of them, just weirdo. One of them. And then
Sorry, Cade.
We didn't remember which one, so I haven't looked closely enough. But if you watch the whole thing, I would not be surprised if, like, one scene he has the left sleeve rolled up, and then the next scene the right one's rolled up.
I would have to look through it, but I'm sure it probably is. But fucking wasn't. So again, we'll get to this later. But like, we tried to film a sequel at a certain point, and that fell apart for a whole lot of reasons. We'll get to it. But I'm pretty sure he was wearing the same fucking jacket because he's playing the same character.
Yeah, I think we told him to.
Why?
Because trauma bonding. He bonded with the jacket because he was wearing it when something traumatic happened.
I can see that. But also, like, it is a garishly red fucking...
It's an ugly jacket.
It does not look good.
It's like a 80s old man jacket. It's terrible.
It looks... It's very distracting. And I was also just like... I didn't think about it while we were filming, but like looking back on it now, I'm like, why the fuck would... Because this is...
It's a bad jacket.
It was supposed to be... How long was the sequel supposed to be?
It was supposed to be a feature length.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how long between events?
I think like 5 years, maybe? That's like a standard amount of time between sequels.
Arbitrarily chosen. But it's supposed to be a long time later. I'm like, why the fuck would he still have that jacket?
I also wrote that my hair was awful in that. And it would have been much better if I waited. I used to have long hair, like down to my tits, and it was beautiful. I had luxurious, beautiful hair. If I would have waited till I had that for this movie, it would have been great. I had it in the sequel that we didn't finish, which we'll get to, as we've said like 1,000 times.
We'll probably say it 1,000 more
times.
Also, speaking of, I had an idea for a story. I say a story, like a thing that we could film, right, a while ago. Right, and one of the main like kind of characters for it that I was thinking about, right, I was thinking about him with like a tall person with long hair, and I was like, oh, great, fucking just picture Caleb playing it for right now while I'm writing this, and then the next time I fucking see him, because we both just had stuff going on, so we didn't see each other for a long time. The next time I fucking see him, and his hair is fucking short, and I was like, God,
yeah, I wish I had long hair still, and. This is unrelated, but if you work with children, do not change your appearance. I work with children for my job, and when I cut my hair and went into work, the first thing a kid said to me was like, hey, I don't like that. That's ugly. And I was like, oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Dude, fucking, the first time that you probably can't see it on the fucking camera very well. The first time I started, like really letting my facial hair grow out, I let it grow out a while to about the same length it is now. And I made the genius decision, because it's fucking blonde. As you can see, my hair is dark. My eyebrows are even darker, right? This, straight blonde. A little bit of red.
It's a fucking dye job.
I fucking wish it was. I don't know why the fuck it's like this. I curse a lot, Jesus.
It's okay. It's okay.
But anyways. So I made the genius decision of dyeing it dark, which looked terrible. But there's a reason I'm not doing it anymore. But fucking, I was teaching, and like these kids were like, you have like a beard and mustache, and I'm like, I've had this for a while, like months. It just is darker. Like,
yeah,
that's the only difference.
Not all kids are smart. All right, back to the podcast. We get to a point where Kevin sings Reggie a little song, and that's really bad. It's uncomfortable, and it's supposed to be uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's supposed to make you really uncomfortable, but I feel like it's uncomfortable in the wrong way when you watch it.
I can see that. Also,
and the audio, is that what you were about to address? The audio.
I was not about to address the audio. I was
Okay.
going to say, this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, is I think the song on its own is fine, but he's done something really weird just before that, and then does another weird thing just after that are totally unrelated.
He's just a real quirky
Right.
guy. Just a real
So
quirky
there's
guy.
like 4 or 5 different like just weird things that he does, and it's just like if you just picked one, maybe 2 of these.
He's
would
a
be
weird
fine.
guy. He's got to make him as uncomfortable as possible. The audio behind the singing is really bad. Because, like I said, we didn't have a good camera. So, and my editing skills are pretty bad. Or we didn't have a good mic. The camera is nice. It's a nice camera. But we didn't have a good mic. This can mess up the audio.
What, this?
Yeah. I'm going to cut that out. We didn't have a good mic. So you couldn't hear the singing in the actual initial recording of it. So I had to re-record it on a good mic. But then I was like, wait, this does not sound good. This doesn't, like, it sounds good, but it doesn't sound like the movie because it sounds too good. So I had to use my not very good editing skills. I've said good like 1,000 times. I had to use my
better than you
poor
say fuck
editing
every 10
skills.
words.
I had to use my poor editing skills to add in the re-recorded version that you could actually hear. And then for some reason I was like, maybe if I raise the level of the background noise, it'll sound more natural. So just suddenly, like, when he starts singing, you hear the audio and it sounds fine, but then you hear in the background because all the background noise. It's not good.
That sounds fucking great. To go on a tangent for a second, because I'm thinking about this now that I said it. I do not know why every other word out of my mouth is a curse word, right?
No, that's fine.
When
Yeah.
because when I'm in situations where like I shouldn't, right? I don't have to think about it. I just usually don't.
Yeah,
you know?
the more comfortable you are, the more it's going to
like,
come out.
But like fucking, I don't even think about it. I just like it's like a filler word. It's like saying it's just fuck shit.
Yeah, the
cunt,
thing that I
bitch.
don't
I'm
like is when people are like, if you curse, it means you don't have a good vocabulary. No.
fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
I'll curse more if you fucking say that to me.
And then at this point, it's where I put acting isn't great for the second time. Again, not specifying which person, just acting isn't great.
Any of them. It's not any of them.
And then this is where in the film he says, "I'll fucking kill you," and then Reggie's like, "All right, cool, time to leave." And he gets up.
That's the only scene I like. I just really love your delivery of if you get off that couch, I will fucking kill you. The rest of your acting is not great. I say not great.
Oh, I
mean
know.
Bad.
I know.
That.
Don't worry.
That line delivery fucking rules.
I knew the acting wasn't great, but then when I saw it on the big theater screen, I was like, oh no, other people are watching this.
That is really embarrassing.
But yeah, Kate, I feel like he probably still could have got away if he didn't. He was like so slow. All right, and then he went fast,
Oh yeah.
and then Kevin
he
runs out
fucking-
in the mask, slams him against the door, and we had to take that so many times because
Oh, yeah.
he would
That's
either
like half the
fall
numbers.
weird. One time he fell and his fucking lips were quivering, and I had this couldn't handle it, couldn't do the rest of the scene, and
Courtney
every
came in
time, every single time that he got slammed against the door, he went.
Yeah.
That's not what happens when you get slammed against the door.
Honestly, I was gonna say
If someone
too,
punches you, you don't go.
the slam that ends up in the thing, and several of the blooper ones too. The slam of the door sounds great, but the way Cade hits it, like, for me, I don't know about anybody else. For me, I can tell that he knows it's coming, because if you react a certain way, if you know you're about to get slammed into a fucking door. And I can tell he...
To be fair, he's getting slammed into a door.
To be fair, he is actually getting... Like, he's slamming him pretty fucking hard.
Yeah, when we
But, like,
do, we don't... I mean, we're not professional, so when we do stunt-ish
also-
kind of
it's
things,
also like
it's
a-
just actually hurting Cade.
It's also, like... It's a 20-minute thing. It's not like you have to put in that much effort, you know?
Yeah, and
Like you said,
this
this was
sound,
more of, like, proof proof that you could make something.
The sound came because we had the door like slightly open so that it would slam shut when he hit it.
Which honestly is genius because it sounds great. Like if you were just listening to it, you'd be like, "Oh, that guy just got killed." But me watching it, I'm like, "Oh yeah, he knows it's coming."
Yeah, and a lot of the outtakes after he's fallen on the ground are just me either yelling at him or slapping him on the ass because I knew we had to redo it.
Isn't it the take that ends up in that actually ends up in it, where his like pocket is a little bit open?
Oh, it looks like he has a boner. Yeah,
it looks like his fucking fly is open, and like I swear we made fun of him for it for like weeks after the premiere. I say weeks. It was probably more like months because I didn't start talking to you guys until a little bit afterwards.
Yeah, it's too cool for us.
Yeah. But
instinctually agreed.
We made fun of him for it for like a while before someone looked. I think he looked back at it and was just like, "No, that's just my pocket."
He was probably tired of us talking shit about him.
We were like, "Oh yeah, no, it is."
So he apparently I slammed him into the door so hard that he was knocked out cold.
Apparently,
which I feel like that's way more difficult than that.
You'd have to
really fucking bang him in there, or just hit the right way. Anyway, then the next character, I don't think her name is said a single time throughout the script. I'm pretty sure I wrote her in the script as Elena, but I don't think anyone says her name the entire time. But she, like, Kevin takes off the mask and he starts talking shit to Reggie, and he starts humming the Squidward tune, the da-da-dee, da-da-doo, and he's dragging him away, and then there's a knock on the door, and it's Elena. And immediately Kevin slams her head into the wall, knocking her out with his fucking immeasurable strength. The
sound again is great. The hit looks weak.
Which
again,
didn't want to hurt her.
Right.
I think we had a pillow like right outside the door frame so that she got slammed onto a pillow. It was some kind of shitty looking rig that we had set up. We just didn't want to give anyone a concussion.
What you should have done is you should have like duct taped two pillows together. That way you could have like really put a little bit more effort into it, because it looks like he's going.
Well, this was, to be fair, I think the sound saved it. But to be fair, this was like within 5 minutes of us meeting her for the first time.
Kate, really? That's the first thing you shot? Oh my god.
Kate already knew her. She came, and like within 5 minutes of her being there, we're like, all right, time to slam your head into the door.
I can only imagine Sarah's reaction to that.
Yeah. And another thing, Cade, I didn't really communicate with her beforehand because Cade's the one who knew her. I've never met her before.
Didn't you guys originally have somebody else and then they like dropped out at the last minute and that's why you had
Honestly,
to get
don't even remember. No idea.
I feel like that's what I was told. But again,
possibly.
This would have been, how long was it between filming and you actually premiering it?
Maybe a year, like 4 or 5 months at least, maybe longer.
So somewhere between 4 and 5 months to a year. What a great... So somewhere between 4 and 5 months to a year between them actually filming it. Granted, I knew Sarah long before this, but like 4 to 5 months to a year before I met these people. I forgot where I was going with this point.
I don't know.
It was something about... oh, shit. Fuck it, just move on.
Okay.
I'll think of it later.
Kay did not share with her the entire script because he was the one doing the communicating.
Sorry, that's right. It was because I brought it up because if I can get my words out, shit. Fuck. No, I just had it. I had the words in my head.
Cade was the one communicating with her.
Cade was the one communicating with her.
He didn't send her the whole script.
Yes. I heard from somebody that, like, one of you guys said that you originally had somebody else cast, and they dropped out at the last minute, which apparently is
happens
a problem we fucking have a lot.
Yes.
Where they dropped out at the last minute.
To be fair, we don't have money to pay people, so...
Sure. It's not like,
it's a big commitment for not getting paid.
Right. But one of you guys, I don't remember who, told me that there was originally somebody else, and actually it might have been Sarah that told me that there was somebody else, and then like dropped out at the last minute, and Cade was just like, "Hey, do you want to be in this?"
Yeah. So he didn't send her the whole script. So she only had, like, I had told him to send her the script. He edited it and only sent her the parts that she was in. So if you're not an actor, like, it's good to have the context of what you're in.
Even if you are a professional actor, it's generally good to have the context of what you're in.
Yeah,
Like,
so she didn't know what the movie was about or what was happening, what happened before her character arrived or what happens after. She had no idea. She just knew she had lines. That's it. Because despite me telling him specifically to send her the entire script,
yeah,
he only cut out the parts she was in to send to her. So
you've told me this before, but honestly, now that I'm really thinking about it, now that I've actually tried acting with you guys before, I can see that explains a lot about her performance later.
Yeah, like, and she was great. She did a good job with what she had, and she was nice. We got along. But
that being said,
her performance wasn't the best. And a lot of it can be explained because she didn't have any fucking context as to what was going on.
Also,
she did the best she could for what was happening.
Again, the dialogue in some spots too.
Oh, I'll point some of it out specifically. Don't you worry.
Yeah. So it's even like world-class actors, right? There's only so much you can do with weirdly written dialogue. You know,
I'm not the best at dialogue.
Who is? Well, Quentin Tarantino.
I'll just get ChatGPT to write my next one.
Right.
So now that they're both knocked out, we cut to black, and then you wake up to Reggie being squirted in the face with a water gun.
It's fucking hilarious.
And then he's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then I slap him, and that was another thing we had to take a few times because, like, I don't want to hurt him. But every time I slapped him, he was like, "No, that's not good enough. Slap me harder. Hit me really hard."
I think Kate's into it.
Yeah. So we took it a few times because I had to keep slapping him harder. But we got a pretty good one. It's a good slap if you watch it.
Yeah.
And then I give them a little fucking nonsensical speech in the bedroom about why I want to kill them and stuff.
Sorry. We've got so many tangents. I have to backtrack for just a second. When Reggie first arrives, the reason they're there is to buy weed, right? And when Kevin gives him the weed really quickly, but it's just like a little bag, like
but it's free.
It's true, but it's like maybe a joint's worth.
Yeah, and the house is implied to be like really far away from everything.
Right.
So
and Reggie's like, "Oh man, thank you so much. This is great." And I'm like, dude, can you even make a joint out of that? Like, there's nothing there.
Also, it's not weed because it's not legal in Tennessee. It's CBD from the store. I had a receipt and everything.
You got a cut in the middle of the thing. It's just like, this is a receipt.
Put a message at the beginning. Don't worry, this is not real drugs.
But, yeah, no, I wanted to bring that up, just because I happened to look at my notes and saw it. But also, a little bit later, from like a minute later from what we were talking about, there's a line delivery where it's after both of them, because they're both in a bed. They've both gotten woken up now, right? Sarah's just like, "What's going on?" Yeah. She woke up from a nap to hear an argument between like her family members.
Yeah,
you know,
I put in my notes.
Got her head slammed.
Put in my notes. They do not seem scared.
No, they don't. And then when Kevin leaves, we'll backtrack to get to some details. But when Kevin leaves, right? Sarah's like,
the dialogue is
oh my god,
poor. Piss poor.
Honestly, I don't even remember most of what they say. But at some point, Sarah's character is just like, "Are we just gonna stay here?" And Kate goes, "Fuck, what does he say? Where is it?"
She says, "Is this real?"
Oh, yeah,
and
she's
he's
like, "Is this real? What are we gonna do? Are we just gonna stay here?" And he goes, "Oh heck, no. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck was
that? Was ad-libbed.
He suddenly goes from like.
He goes from very Caucasian to very not Caucasian.
It's like, "I don't know what's going on. This guy's crazy to." "Oh hell no, we're not staying here." And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? What is your mindset right now?
Yeah, and another thing that can be contributed to the performance on her end was that this was 2021, I think, when we filmed it, because I said it came out in 2022, right?
Yeah, so it would have been.
Yeah, and at that point, I was not comfortable at really directing people that I didn't know. Like Cade, I'll fucking yell at him all day, but like with other people, I want to be too nice. Like I don't want him to think that I'm just being
Especially,
a dick.
Like, you just met her.
Yeah,
Like, how
so
the
I'm like,
fuck are you supposed
so
to
I'm like,
direct that?
so I'm like, can you like try it? Maybe please could you try it like maybe doing it a little bit like this maybe like now I would have no problem like being more direct with people.
Listen,
but
if
like
you cast Sarah in something else, I'll fucking yell at her for you, man. And
oh yeah,
she'll probably yell
the
back
difference
at me.
between her notes and then the notes I gave to Cade. Like hers was like, can you please maybe try it like that? And Cade was like, hey, you fucking idiot, you're doing it wrong.
Cade, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah, I put they do not seem scared, and then I put plot is iffy.
Also, the way they got knocked out, they should definitely have fucking concussions.
Or at least a spot, because
At least
Kate's
groggy.
face like hit the door. He should have maybe something on his forehead.
Right.
Her side of her head hit. She had like a cheek
Right.
bruise or something. But
she wakes up like she just took like a real restful nap. It should not be like, what's going on? It should be like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
like something,
and then Kevin gives a nonsensical speech, and then he's like, "I want to give you guys a head start, but I need to go get my timer to see how fast I can kill you." And,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
and
I was
then
gonna say,
he
just
goes into the other room.
just before this, right when they first wake up and she's like, "What's going on?" The amazing line delivery of "I'm the bad guy. I'm gonna practice what I do." And,
Yeah,
and
it's not good.
Some people they practice tennis or
Believe it or not-
baseball.
believe it or
and I
not-
practice killing.
Believe it or not, it was much worse. The the dialogue was the same, but the scene was much worse because like all of me in that shot was a reshoot.
What?
Like when it cuts back to me, it's a reshoot, which I'm actually pretty proud of because
Yeah.
you can't really tell.
No.
But yeah,
I would not
me and Cade went back up there and we just reshot that speech and some other stuff that happens later on. But yeah, that's completely reshot
No.
because originally
had
it was
no
not
idea.
delivered well.
That is saying something.
To be fair, some shithead wrote some bad dialogue. So
Oh, who could that have fucking been?
no
Who
idea.
knows?
But he leaves the room and then
Oh,
Reggie goes to open the door and he's like, "You forgot to lock it."
Right? Hold on. Also, I forgot. He just before again. I keep every time we go like a little bit, and I'm like, wait a minute.
There's too much. Like you'd
So
think that
bad.
this one is gonna be shorter than the other ones because this is only a 20-minute film, but I feel like it's gonna be just as long.
We've already filmed.
It's been
like,
at least 30 minutes.
It's been like a half hour that we've been filming this. Fucking oh shit, what was I gonna say? He refers to them. He goes, "You guys are gonna be my record-breaking victims," and I was like, "What the fuck does record-breaking victims?"
How fast he kills them. He's got to go get his
Is that what
time.
that was
He's
supposed to
got to
be?
go get his fucking timer, but he left it in the other room. God damn it. He's got to
Okay.
go get it.
I see how that stands now. Honestly, I don't know how much of my confusion is like out of order explanations in the writing and how much of it is me like zoning out and like stopping paying attention for like 3 or 4 seconds at a time.
Another thing I actually put this later in my notes, not right here, but I'm not great at communicating things without just saying them in scripts because I'm a
have no
novice
subtlety.
screenwriter. Like I'm not the best at portraying things without just a character saying what's happening. So that's one of the reasons for a lot of the awkward dialogue.
You know what we should do? We should, because my sister has done a lot of writing before. The next script that we actually finish, I will send it to her and I'll be like, please, for the love of God,
Tear this fucking apart.
proofread the dialogue.
Make
Like,
it sound
other
like an
stuff I
actual
don't really
person.
care about, but
Well,
make the dialogue.
one of the
better.
things that gets me is like I try to make it sound like normal people, and I don't talk like a normal person.
No, that's so valid.
Like I'm a fucking weirdo. Most people don't talk the way I do, and so that's one of the problems. Yeah. But
where were we? Kevin
leaves the room, and then Reggie is like, "It's unlocked. He forgot to lock it. Hell yeah!"
Which again, that's another thing. In this particular case, I did have I was like, because when we cut to Kevin in the other room looking for the timer and not being able to find it, right? My assumption is that he genuinely forgot to unlock it, but I was like, at least for the characters, they should be extremely suspicious of the fact that it's unlocked when he said it would be locked.
Yeah.
Specifically because of the amount of times that, like, I mean, that's how Reggie ended up there to begin with, is because Kevin said he was leaving, and then he got up to leave, and then immediately got body slammed. So you should be suspicious of the fact that it's not locked.
Yeah, and they left, like, right after him. Right? He would have heard them.
No waiting. Like
he would have known.
He would have been barely up the stairs.
They weren't like, maybe we should wait so that... Also, it doesn't matter because you don't know this when you watch the film, but in real life, the room that Kevin is in is literally across the hall from the other room that they're in.
Honestly,
so he would have known.
I would have to look back through it, but you probably can see the door when
maybe,
they go
I don't
through
know.
it.
It's possible.
I mean, you still wouldn't know that. Like, that's
you can't see
side,
that room because there's a wall that blocks it. But yeah, it's literally across the hall.
Yeah.
All right. So Kevin goes into the room, gets frustrated, and I honestly put that just kind of as filler, and like because I did want to explain away how they were able like to leave and him not know immediately, and like give them some time to have left. They go upstairs. They're trying to get out, and they look for something to defend themselves, which is another thing that, looking back now, I didn't have to explain that. Could have just shown him rummaging through the drawers and then pulling out a knife. You'd be like, oh yeah, so he can stab. Mm-hmm. But no, I had to say, we need a weapon. We need something to defend ourselves. And then I had to
knife. It's like fucking Dora the Explorer. Like,
yeah,
we need a knife.
It's not good. But he finds a knife. And they were critical of me because I told Cade to look in the cabinets. If you can't find it immediately, you're going to look everywhere. If you think you're dying, you're not going to think logically. You're just going to be like, where the fuck is it? And look everywhere.
I could see why they criticize you, but I also agree with you. If you're in a house you've not been before, you don't know where the fuck people keep their dishes.
Maybe people keep their knives in their cabinets.
Like, in the past, like, at my house, right, we've had the fucking silverware in this one drawer for, like, 20 fucking years. And then within, like, the past couple of years, it's changed places twice, right? So, like, because it was in one drawer, and then it ended up getting put in some like jars that were up on the counter. So that was a real fucking fun adjustment of like going to the drawer like for months, going to the drawer where it's been for literally my entire life, and it's like, oh no, it's like a foot this way. And then not too long ago it's got changed to a different place, which is on the other side of the fucking kitchen. So that's gonna be real fun for the next little while of constantly going to the wrong spot.
Yeah.
But anyways,
they get the knife, and then as they're going, Elena is like, Sarah, what are we waiting for? Let's go. As they're already going.
Going.
If I was Reggie, I'd be like, hey, what do you fucking think we're doing?
And then when they go out the door,
it turns to nighttime randomly.
Yeah.
Like, it's dark. When they first go out, it's kind of still bright outside, and then when you cut to the other angle, it's dark. It's not. Okay. It's because we took too long to film it, so it got dark, and it.
Also, when they go outside, they're like creeping, like they're trying to like sneak past. Like when you're like trying to sneak past a sleepy person without waking up, they're like creeping. I was like, dude, fucking book it. Like, you have knives in your hand. If he pops out suddenly, you're probably going to stab him on accident. Just run. Like,
and it's 2 against 1, so...
Yeah, also. And then, like, as soon as they hear a noise, they immediately run back inside. And I'm like, why would you turn around? You don't know where he is.
But then you see his mask pull away, so you saw what the noise was.
Right. Well, again, that leads back to the thing that I brought up 20 minutes ago. When the fuck did he go outside? Because again...
There's doors downstairs, too.
You see him leave the basement room. Then you see him in a room that you don't know where it is. And then the next time you see him is with the mask on, which he didn't have the mask on the last time you see him. You see him with the mask on, like, leaving
He's always
around
got that
corner,
thing on him.
Outside. And it's just, when did he go outside?
There's a door downstairs. And then...
That's not set up in the film.
And then they're... Don't worry about it. You can assume.
Just totally...
It's clearly a 2-story house.
Totally ignoring it.
Maybe I should just put the blueprints at the beginning of the next one.
No, at least it's... notes for the next time we do something. If something is going to be used, it needs to be established as a location.
Listen,
so that even if you don't see them leaving that way, you can be like, oh,
this
they
is
probably
why
left
I
that
need
way.
someone other than me and Cade to proofread the scripts.
No, I don't fucking trust Cade to do it.
So then they go back inside, and while they're freaking out, they're like, what do we do?
What do we do?
And Kevin's outside, and it's not super clear what he's doing, but he's setting a voice recording outside to play because he knows the future, and he knows that they're going to come back out stupidly. So
I can see him actually knowing that.
Then they come back out.
Like, that's a reasonable prediction.
They hear the voice recording, and they're like, oh shit, and they go to run back inside.
And then he's teleported back inside at this point.
Okay, he can teleport, all right? If we ever actually finish making a sequel, he has teleportation
that's a
now.
big if.
He has teleportation now.
That's so bad.
He's in the doorway. He has the worst stabbing scene you've ever watched in your life.
Where he's like suddenly a fucking zombie between fucking films.
He has the worst stabbing scene you've ever seen in your entire life, and a edited in scream that wasn't even by the actress. I found it on the internet, and I was like, this scream sounds pretty terrified. Better pop that in there.
Also, why did she immediately... they go outside, they hear the thing, and she turns right back around to run back inside again, and I'm like, don't run inside again! You just did this!
Yeah.
Run somewhere else!
She dies instantly from being stabbed. No noise or anything. Like, oh, help me, I'm dying. Just she's dead as fuck. It cuts the black
as she dies, yeah. And
yeah, because some sort of error when filming, that's what happens.
Yeah. And then it cuts to Reggie, and he's suddenly on the ground now, up against the railing.
He fell down out of fear. He was like, oh, fuck, and he fell down.
You don't see it.
But it happened. You should know. The banging sound when it cut to black is not her falling down and dying. It's Reggie falling down in fear.
Reggie.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really glad the entire audience can just intuit that from the fucking noise.
And then to explain for people who didn't know that he was setting a voice recording down, he said, you fell for the old pre-recorded message trick.
I do kind of like that line. That's it's funny. It's like darkly funny.
And then he gives Reggie a head start to run away.
For no reason.
And then the next scene is
back inside.
The next scene is actually
like Reggie runs outside like he should have done forever ago. And then Kevin just turns around and goes back inside.
In the bloopers, when he's running and he turns the corner, and it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. He like whips it around comically.
I think you do like 3 or 4 different things in a row in the blooper reel.
Yeah, in the blooper reel, it plays it like a bunch of times in a row. It's so
great. Like
it's just so goofy.
So
but
the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Then we cut to him presumably far away from the house. He stops to rest on a tree because he is out of breath. And then I think this scene actually looks pretty cool.
This is fun. Yeah.
It has really cool, like dark, creepy music that leads up to Kevin being behind him with the mask, and then we beat him with a baseball bat. It was a prop bat, but it looks pretty good.
It also fucking hurts.
Yeah, I did not hold back on hitting him because I knew, just like the slap, when he was like, slap me harder than that.
That's another thing.
Just beat the shit out of him.
So just after this, right? First, one of the bloopers of that part of him initially getting knocked out with the baseball bat is great because you see Caleb swing the bat and stop about a foot away from Cade's head, and then Cade just comically drops to the floor.
He's a silly guy.
Caleb's just like, you didn't have to fall. We're gonna cut to black.
He's a silly guy.
But anyways, that was a note I had is when you're hitting him, right? It sounds like it hurts. Right?
No, that's because it
you
did.
You can tell from the bloopers that it hurts because Cade's like, fuck, oh shit, God, that hurt.
Okay,
you know?
And to be clear, he wanted me to. If I didn't hit him that hard, he would have been like, please hit me harder.
Notice Cade isn't here to corroborate this story.
But he would.
It's because he's dead. Cade's not
Nah.
dead. Probably. I haven't seen him in a while.
He's not dead because of me, if he's dead.
Jesus. Anyways, so like I said, it sounds like it hurts, and you know from the bloopers that it actually hurts, but the amount that like you're swinging your arms, it not at all looks like it actually hurts. Because it's like,
it's a prop bat, but it's pretty solid. Like it's got a hard
I've been hit with
foam on the
hurts.
outside, and that's why it looked like it looks pretty good.
I'm still sad. I'm still sad that
we'll get to
my
it.
death scene in the second one.
We'll get to it.
Didn't end up.
I can add I still have it. I can add it to the end of this so people can watch it.
It's not filmed great, but I was very proud of it, and I also, because they were like, do you want to put fake, like, we'll put like fake blood on your face because so you know it looks like you got beat, and I'm like, can I put some in my mouth and spit it out? And they're like,
we're like,
this is like
if you want to, that's gross.
This isn't like the first thing that I filmed, like, but this wasn't the first thing I was filming with them, because like we filmed like 2 or 3 scenes of like a different thing, like a while before that. That never went anywhere. So
it's not our fault. Not our fault though.
Yeah, this is the first. That was the first. Like the sequel to this was the first major thing that I was filming with them, and I distinctly remember your reaction whenever I brought up. It's like, can I like put some in my mouth and like spit it out when I talk? And you were like, sure, yeah, that's fucking great.
Well, because I just didn't think anyone would want to do that because it fucking tastes gross.
When they told me that my character was getting killed, I was just like, I am so excited. I want to make this as good as I possibly fucking can. Which, admittedly, probably not great, but
it looks pretty decent. We're not going to let it go to waste. I'll put it at the end of this.
I think that was mostly because the way we were filming it, we didn't have a whole lot of options in terms of shot placement.
Yeah.
And then there was also like a whole back half of it that had to get cut that looked really good, including me spitting out the blood.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's get back to the movie. So
I will remember to complain about it because it still pisses me off.
After the baseball bat and he gets knocked out because Kevin is super strong also. So teleportation, super strength. Those are his powers so far. We get to like security camera footage in a garage, and Reggie is tied up with his hands above his head, and
speaking of the security camera,
I thought it actually looked pretty cool.
I was just like I had 2 different thoughts about it, because when I was looking at it, I was just like, on the one hand,
it's like a stock overlay, but
I was like, on the one hand, this looks like it's probably a pretty easy kind of stock overlay, but on the other hand, it looks fucking great.
It did look cool.
It looks awesome.
You see that, and it's Kevin's giving a speech to Reggie about how he wants to recruit him to be his little killing buddy, and it like during the whole speech, it cuts from that speech, like him giving the speech in the garage on the security camera footage, to him just beating the shit out of him outside, tied up to a pole, and it's pretty intense. I think this scene's really not that bad.
No, this was my second favorite part behind the "I'll fucking kill you" line. I like the kind of cut back and forth of in the garage getting the shit beat out of him to where it's outside hanging from the pole getting hit. Like the back and forth, and then you still hear the garage dialogue over top of. Yeah,
I think this part's really cool. I'm actually really proud of this part.
Honestly.
Like I honestly think I would like, I want to remake this because I know that we could do it better now, but at the same time, like, I don't want to dwell on things that I've already done.
Right.
But also, I know I could rectify the poor quality of this, so it's conflicting for me.
If Alfred fucking Hitchcock can remake his own movies, then you can remake your own shit. It's fine. Because I forget what movies it was, but there was at least 2 or 3 that he remade like a decade after he originally made them. Granted, we don't have to wait that long.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I don't know. Because, like, I don't want to be stuck on something I already did, but at the same time, I want to redeem myself because I know it could be a lot better now.
Right.
Because it's been, like, 3-4 years. I'm not good at time. It's been some years. Mm-hmm. So I think it could be a lot better now.
We could definitely, especially, like, now that I'm here, we could definitely do it a lot better. And then that could also potentially lead to us actually finishing the fucking second one.
Yeah, which we'll still get to. Only said it 1,000 times.
Again, we'll get to it.
That
was shaping up to be great.
We need to get some merch, and it's just gonna say it's gonna be a shirt that says "We'll get to it." But when we were filming the scene in the garage, it was really weird. It was honestly the reason that we did it like CCTV style is just because that garage is really cramped because there's a lot of shit in there. Mm-hmm. So we had to just put the camera somewhere. Like, we didn't have room for another person to be in there, so it was just me and Cade. And so we had to just put the camera somewhere, and we were just filming in that cramped thing. And then I had to take my pants off because a fishing hook got caught on my pants, and I could not get it off. I was so mad because I was already frustrated because it was hot in there. We were in the garage. We were cramped. It was taking too long, and the fishing hook was stuck on my fucking pants, and I couldn't get it off. And I was like, "Fuck, god damn it!" And I had to just angrily take my pants off. And then I got the hook out when we finished the scene. That being angry at the situation honestly made the scene better.
That explains another one of the only parts about this that I liked. Is the final scream before the credits.
Real frustration.
And now that you've explained that, I'm like, that explains a lot about why that scream feels so intense.
Real frustration. And then, yeah, he screams because he thinks, based on nothing, he thinks that Reggie is like, "Oh yeah, I'll join you." He doesn't say a word. He's just like, "All right, I'll cut you down."
Just had the shit beaten out of him, like.
So then Reggie pushes him into the garage, which incapacitates him, and then Reggie runs away, and then Kevin screams, and then it cuts to the end credits.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's
a post-credits scene where for some reason I'm shirtless.
I said you shirtless, Caleb.
I did have some floppy tits. I'm working on it though.
Are you?
I don't know. I just felt like I feel like he needs to be shirtless in this. I don't know.
Honestly, I can see that for how fucking weird Kevin is at the beginling.
I should have been
shirtless in the post-credit scene. Honestly,
should have been rubbing my nipples during it.
That would have been too much. Well, actually,
it's presumably like a video message that he sent to Reggie somehow.
Yeah, I think it would be if you had just gone like, I think it would be. It would definitely make the audience uncomfortable, but like the other stuff is making them comfortable in the wrong way.
I'm fucking coming for you, Reggie.
Jeez, please don't say that. Please cut that out. Okay. You don't actually have to cut it out, but like, Jesus.
And that's the end of the movie.
That's the end of the movie.
Now, as far as public opinion, it's got a whopping 204 views on YouTube, 9 likes. On IMDb, which it is listed.
It's listed up.
Oh yeah.
How? Did you do it yourself?
Yeah, it's really not that hard. 0 ratings, so it has a score of 0 stars.
Is there even any comments on the video? Hold on.
There's a few comments.
Well, let's see what the comments.
I think the comments they're by the people who were involved directly in making the movie.
Two of them are Daniel, and 2 of them are Cade, and. One of them is Drew Zimmerman, or whoever the fuck that is.
Yeah, he's someone we used to work on films with.
So, yeah, the only comments are people that are fucking
Well, Cade is a real weirdo, so he just comments weird stuff to be weird because that's who he is as a person.
One of them is, "Damn brother, that boy thick."
Yeah,
with
that's
no
Cade.
Reference of who he's talking about.
That's Cade.
Honestly,
he could be talking about himself.
He's probably talking about himself. Yeah.
Or it's anyone else. Honestly, that's what he does. But yeah, that's not much in the way of public opinion for this one.
No, not much.
Now, to the moment you've been waiting for, we'll talk about the sequel and why it fell apart. The sequel that never came to fruition.
Yeah.
The sequel was going to be called Hunted. Me and Cade talked about doing a sequel for like a long time. And it was a thing, like we felt like we needed to do a sequel, not because it warranted one, which it did, but because we were like, we need to redeem ourselves because that was shit.
Yeah. You said the premiere was in March of 22, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So we tried filming a different thing. We only did like 2 or 3 scenes, which I never got to see after the fact, and I'm still self-conscious about whether or not my acting was anything.
I'm gonna release the clips.
Please don't.
I don't actually have.
Care.
I don't have them.
I've never seen them.
I don't have them.
Did you fucking delete them?
I really.
Honestly,
I'm almost used the R word. I am really stupid, and I accidentally delete things a lot, more than I should. Like, it's because I'll think that like I'm like, yeah, I've already backed this up.
Honestly,
I can go ahead and delete it from here because I have it backed up here, and then I delete it, and I'm like, fuck.
It was really disjointed scenes, anyways. But anyways, so I think that would have been. So if the premiere was in March, those scenes that we tried to film would have been probably May or so. And then I think you guys asked me about doing the sequel to Eden in probably towards the end of summer, beginning of fall. And then we didn't start filming until probably the winter, like kind of like November, December. And then it fell apart in, February?
And no fault of our own. And I'm not angry about why. It's just one of the people involved was unable to make it anymore to filming, and it's not like we can just recast one of the main characters. Like we were honestly, probably 75% done with filming, so we couldn't just be like, let's put a new actress in here.
Right. This character, I swear, was fucking cursed anyways. Because
this was like the third person that we cast.
They first sent me the script like August or like July, August, right? We had like the one person that was originally cast, and then I think before we filmed, I think you guys told me you had gone through like 2 or 3 people besides the first one.
Yeah, and we had to get someone who had never acted and had no experience acting, like, which is fine because we can't pay anything, so we get what we get. But like, we had to reach out. Yeah. We had to reach out to someone, and we were like, hey, we know that you've never acted or shown any interest in it, but can you do this, please?
Are you interested? So yeah, like 5 or 6 different people before one actually managed to be able to show up for at least a couple filming sessions.
And the premise of the sequel was Kevin was finally coming back for Reggie. Reggie was like trying to move on. He had made a whole new group of friends and moved away. He was moving into a new house, and they were going to have a house party to celebrate. And then, as serial killers do in movies, he was going to kill all the people one by one at the house party.
I'm still sad about my fucking death scene.
It was shaping up to be a good movie. We even built a fucking prop table, and I tackled Cade through a goddamn table.
You need to find that footage.
I don't know where it is.
You need to find that footage if you can.
If I can find it, I will do my best. I will try to find it, and I will put it in because it's amazing.
I built that table. Listen, this was not hard to do.
Yeah, it was just thin plywood.
Because the table was we had like an actual coffee table.
Yeah, and then just for this scene, scene, we swapped it out.
Right.
Because it had a tablecloth on it the whole time.
Right, yeah. So I made like a thing that was like plywood and like some like, I think probably about 3/4 to an inch round like dowel rods, and I literally just screwed them on, and it was the most rickety looking thing you've ever seen. But with the tablecloth,
it worked for the one take.
It looked great, and it was fucking awesome.
Just like the first one, we had no budget, and not no budget as in like, well, we've
no,
only
I
got
paid for this myself.
$500,000. Like no budget as
Like,
in we
they
had
didn't-
the money in our bank
They
accounts,
didn't
and that's
like.
it.
I was serving as both an actor and as
Prop master.
prop master, I guess technically, right? They did not give me money for this. I paid for this myself, and I was
Out of
happy
the goodness
to,
of
'cause
his
it was
heart.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And
we
then
we did
never
a few
got to finish it.
practice takes without the table just to make sure we could get it looking good when we
Right.
tackled him. We were both very nervous about going through the
Yeah,
table.
I was nervous
But
about them going through. There's a
It
reason
worked
just
out.
plywood.
It worked out great. You could only see my butt crack a little bit, and it looked awesome. It was so good. It
Which
looked
is-
great.
It's better than my death scene, because the thing we were bringing up earlier is, like I said, we only had like, because the way we're filming it, there was like only so many places we could put the camera because of cables, and it was also late at night, and we only had like so many bright lights to actually light the scene, and it was like in a big open area outside, right? So you could see what's going on like this deck, but everything past the deck is pitch black. And fucking. You good?
I forgot to clap to sync the audio.
That's why I clapped right at the beginning when you started talking.
Yeah.
So, anyways, where were we? Fucking Cade, the scene looked great. I felt great about it. Except Cade had the camera, like, centered on Caleb's ass for, like, the best part of me, like, fucking spitting out blood and, like, all the stuff I was really excited for. It's all centered on Caleb's fucking ass. And I was like,
He got
"Cade,
distracted.
Fuck!
He got distracted. I mean, it was really shaping up to be actually pretty good. But then,
Well,
like I
compared to
said, we had the person who couldn't make it anymore, and we can't just recast like.
Yeah.
We were 75% done with filming,
Right. There
so
was
we
like
can't
a
just.
couple of scenes
yeah.
left to do.
It was just a very frustrating situation, but we had some really cool scenes. I killed my wife in it.
That was fun to film.
I can't remember. I don't think I killed Cade yet, or I don't remember.
I don't think we
I don't even
filmed you
remember
killing
how it
Cade.
was supposed to end. I don't know if Cade died or if I died or what. I don't remember. I got to kill him.
That was awesome.
Who else did I kill?
We killed Courtney, but I think we were supposed to refilm it because when we initially filmed it, like, I had to hide under a table with, like, a squirt bottle of... Not under a table, a toilet with, like, a squirt bottle of fake blood because it's
In
a
the fucking
tiny-ass
world's
bathroom.
smallest bathroom.
Right. So I'm, like, under... So, like, they're standing up, and I'm, like all scrunched up underneath them.
Wait.
To, like...
Wait.
To, like...
Wait. Okay. All right. Continue.
So, like, I'm underneath the table to, like, squirt, like, a line of blood for him, like cutting her throat. And there's... I forget exactly what it was. There was, like, a bunch of little things that were just not quite right.
Yeah.
So I think we planned on refilming
And
it, but I don't
we
think
filmed
we ever got to.
the whole thing at Danny's house, who was the cinematographer for Eden, and I'm pretty sure we stained his wall with fake blood. I broke his toilet seat and forgot to replace it, and still haven't, and it's been a very long time.
Has he even said anything?
No. So I don't know that he's gonna want us to film at his house ever again, but you know,
I don't blame
we'll
him.
see.
He was a good sport.
I actually left my stuff and forgot about it at his house. A lot of my, like, the props and stuff for, like, a long time. And then recently he was like, hey, do you want this back or what? And I was like, yes, I would like to have that
Yes,
back.
I would like to have that back, please.
You know what? Even though we didn't get to finish it, it was still fun to film. And that's the same way I feel about Eden.
This is a great time.
Is, like, the film wasn't good.
It's shit.
But it was very fun. It was fun doing it. And that's the most important thing, is you had fun making it.
I will say, I am glad that, even though it's bad, I am glad you guys made it, because being involved with some of the other stuff that we've done after that has been great.
Like Immature, cheap plug. It's very funny. It's an improv sketch comedy show. You should watch it. It's on this channel.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't fucking notice with, like, the 5 other videos that are on here.
So, is it scary? On a scale of 1 to 10. Eden, 2022.
Okay.
Written and directed by Caleb Key, starring Caleb Key, Cade Bradford, and Sarah, last name.
Price. It's Sarah Price.
Is it scary? No. You know what? I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, man, I'm so good, but I'm going to give it a 2. Higher than Toxic Avenger.
Listen, his opinion can't be trusted. My can't.
Yeah, you get to decide. You get to decide officially the score. You get to decide officially the score because you didn't participate in making it.
I'd
give it a 2.
I would say, taken as a whole, I would give it a 1. But
fuck you.
Wait, hold on, I'm not done. Taken as a whole, I'd give it a 1. There are 2 or 3 parts that I've already mentioned. I'll fucking kill you. The cam recording stuff at the end. Really, that's about it. I would put those at probably a 2.5. So we'll say
1.5. All I need is more than a 1. Because then I've beat Toxic Avenger.
True. We'll go with the... No. It's definitely scary.
You can do a decimal.
2. We'll go with 2. I think a nice round 2. Just because it's definitely... Like I said, Toxic Avenger is not scary.
Which I don't really think it's meant to be scary, honestly.
It's definitely not.
A lot of people label it as a horror movie. I don't really think it's a horror movie.
No. I mean, no.
So Eden has been we need a word. There's a podcast called Time Suck where he talks about stuff from history, and then when it's over he goes, "This has been sucked," because it's called Time Suck. So we need a word for when we review a movie.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
I don't think that's gonna work. I don't know that that's gonna work.
Best fucking line in The Exorcist right there.
It has been binned.
It's been binned?
Yeah, because it came from the bargain bin.
We could... if you want to.
It's been gucked.
Just fuck no.
It's been sucked off.
We'll toss this one in the bin.
Toss this one in the bin? That's a good... It's been bent over?
No.
Oh, okay.
It definitely gives off the wrong vibe.
It's been tossed... It needs to be one word, though, because it's been binned.
It's been binned. Honestly, this is your project. I'm just playing along. We'll go with
this is our project. It's been fucked.
It's definitely not that.
It's...
I don't know. Cade, because you're the only person who's going to see this, leave a comment.
No.
Tell us what to do.
No, I'll call him
You're going to call him right now.
I'll call him right now.
He probably won't pick up, bitch. It's okay. If he doesn't pick up, we'll shit on him right now. And later. We always shit on Cade. I kind of feel bad for him.
He's gonna answer.
Please leave your message.
Bitch.
We're gonna teach him a lesson. All right. Well, it's been binned. Eden 2022 has been binned with a 2 out of 10 on the scary score.
That flows better than I thought it would.
Goodbye.